things haven't been all peaches and cream between George Pickens and the Steelers, as we've seen throughout his tenure. George Pickens is a good talent, but do the Steelers want to continue, putting up with George Pickens every time he don't get the ball and things doesn't go his way, especially going into a contract year? And now reports are out that the Steelers can possibly get a first round pick for George Pickens. Man, that may be intriguing to the Steelers. And if you look at it, the Steelers have holes to fill. You got holes to fill. You got to get another cornerback, defensive line, and things like that. So, you can do a lot of things with that first round pick. But if you do decide to trade George Pickens, then now you have another wide receiver hole to fill, which you already have going into this draft already. The Steelers are probably going to draft a wide receiver. So now if you trade George Pickens, you will have to maybe double up, in a draft two guys and sign one, because you're probably going to have to sign a guy in free agency as well. So you either draft two guys, and sign one, or you sign two guys in free agency and draft you a guy. And then in both scenarios, you're hoping that, the guy that you drafted last year, Roman Wilson, can step up, with some production. So now with the reports out that maybe a number one pick is out there, on in a balance, man, maybe the Steelers may say, hey, let's go ahead and do that. And George Pickens fall into the second round due to his attitude. A lot of people saying, hey, man, they wouldn't touch him and things because, as you can see, he's a first round talent. Wide receiver, not taking nothing away from George Pickens, man. George Pickens is a good talent. You see the potential with the big plays and things. He can do it basically just about everything that you want in your receivers. The blocking, he got a little bit better with that and things. So it's just the attitude. The attitude. And if you're the Steelers, man, do you want to keep putting up with that and having to, have players go up to him every single game and have to calm him down and coach and saying, stay with me first play of the game, because he can go off the rails. He can go off the rails either way, in a good way, and have good games as we've seen, and he can go off the rails in a bad way, which is the mental. So if you're the Steelers, do you want to continue with that? So now it's decision time. It's decision time because the draft is coming up, and you got combine and all that good stuff. So you want to get a good read on these receivers, if that's the way you're going to go with trading George Pickens. And maybe you try to trade him and get a multiple, get a package of multiple picks, so you can get a receiver and another, position for your team. So you can try to use George Pickens to try to, put a package together and boost the team. So you can do that as well. But whatever you do, you have to have a plan, because, George Pickens is good. So, and that's going to be a lot of talent and production that you're going to be losing if you were to trade a George Pickens. And you see what happened when the Steelers didn't have George Pickens. The offense is struggling enough with George Pickens. If without it, it was basically hard to move the ball, so Steelers got something to think about. It's going to be a busy off season, with the holes to fill, and things like that. Trying to get back on track, trying to turn this thing around. So, and guys like George Pickens, good talents like that, can get you some value. And now it's reporting that it could be first round value. So we're just gonna have to see what the Steelers decide to do, with wide receiver George Pickens. And anytime, trades and comes out, people, say it's a knock on a player and things. There's no knock on George's talent at all, man. It's just all attitude. And what are you willing to put up with to get the talent out of the guy, and what do you have to do to get the talent out of the guy, and is the juice worth the squeeze at the end of the day, is what you got to ask yourself if you're the Steelers. And only they know the answer to that, because they've been dealing with George Pickens throughout his career, so, and we'll just have to see what decision they make moving forward with the wide receivers. So it's going out there. First round pick could be in the balance for wide receiver George Pickens. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers, make that move? We'll see. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time,